Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something different, but I have a bad migraine and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw my basic makeup look on and then I'm gonna film a video. And then I thought to myself, why don't I film my basic, lazy, quick, no makeup look for you guys? Because I wear it all the time when I really don't want to get ready or I'm lazy and I'm like, you know, I really don't want to put makeup on, but I want to look put together and like I have a little bit of life to my skin. This is the makeup look that I will do. It is very quick. It is very minimal. There are not many products that we're going to use in this video. So if you guys are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. That button will be down there, and give the video a thumbs up. You know, that helps me. And let's get on to beating this face. So first we are going to prime our skin. You know, I'm wishy-washy when it comes to priming. I just want something that's going to moisturize my skin, and I already did go ahead with some moisturizer. I used the Glow Recipe Watermelon Moisturizer. I love that. So we're going to use, you guys have heard me talk about this, the silicone-free priming moisturizer from Good Molecules. I kind of treat this as if it is like a moisturizer in itself. That's pretty much what I use it for. I don't notice it do anything really besides like moisturize my skin. I really want my skin to look glowy, and I want it to look as natural and fresh as possible without having to layer a ton of different products to kind of get that look. We are using a BB cream / tinted moisturizer. I am not a very big fan of tinted moisturizers or anything like that because I am either no makeup or full coverage. But CoverGirl came out with this clean, fresh skin milk, and I have been obsessed with it. And the way that I like to apply this is a little crazy. I will just squeeze some out on my face. And this is a little bit tanner than I am right now. I have been in the sun like a ton recently, so I'm definitely a lot tanner. But I just really dot this all over my face. And once I have a really good even layer, you guys are going to die at how I apply this, because honestly, I have never really been a big fan of using your fingers. But for this, I really do rub this in just like a moisturizer, and it looks so good. So I will just take my hands and massage this into my skin. I've tried this with the sponge, and unfortunately, it really just looks like there's just some product sitting on my skin instead of, you know, molding into one. And as you guys can like already see, like my skin just looks overall healthy and glowy. Our natural skin is going to peek through this because this is a tinted moisturizer. It is extremely thin. It's extremely, you know, like see-through. Like you can really see all of my skin through it, but all it's really doing is kind of evening out the areas that we want evened out. I am going to go in with some concealer. I just want to kind of touch up some areas that maybe the tinted moisturizer did not hit. I'm going to use the Pat McGrath concealer. You can use whatever concealer you have on hand. That's going to work just fine. Where I really like to focus this is a little bit over here in my inner corner. That's really where all the darkness lies, and I don't want to have like the dark under eyes, so I like to kind of brighten everything up with the concealer. And other than that, I really don't take it anywhere else on my face because the tinted moisturizer pretty much did that all on its own. So how I'm going to apply this also is with my finger. So I am just going to take my middle finger and I am just going to press this in my inner corner here and slowly start to bring it down. It's going to look a little bit crazy at first because it is such a stark color, but I promise you once we blend this out, you won't be able to even tell. And I'm just taking whatever's left on my finger and just lightly running it over the top just so we don't have like an obvious difference between like the makeup we put on and our eyelid color. Do you guys see how that just kind of brightens up my under eye and makes us look a little bit more awake and a little bit more like we're here and not lifeless? What I'm going to do is take this powder. This powder I've never talked about on my channel, I think, but maybe one time. And I really like this because I think this sets makeup and makes it look super airbrushed, but I don't like using it on an everyday wear. This is the Urban Decay Velvetizer. I love this. This powder is very finely milled. I mean, very, very finely milled. So it doesn't leave it sitting on the skin at all, which I love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Sigma Tapered Face F25 and I am just going to lightly, and when I mean lightly, I am just lightly going over my entire face. Do you guys see how my skin looks? It honestly looks completely airbrushed. We really only applied 3 minimal products. Like, we did not even apply enough for it to give us like a medium coverage look, and our skin looks so much better already. So now I'm going to take some bronzer. I'm going to be using the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I am obsessed with this bronzer. It is such a good neutral bronzer. I think that it is probably the best on the market for light to medium skin tones, but if you are a deeper or medium deep skin tone, unfortunately Hoola bronzer is not going to work on you. It'll probably be like a highlight. I'm going to take this Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M527, and I am just going to warm my face up. I think we took away a lot of that dimension by making everything a little bit flat, you know, by setting it. So I am just sloppily applying this everywhere because I want to look bronzy. I want to look like I just got out of the pool. You know, I was just kind of sitting there all day, baking in the sun, becoming a tanned goddess. This is not going to be like a structured contour. It's not going to be anything other than like a sloppy bronzer that is just warming up our face and giving us some definition again. And then to try to minimize my 7 head, we're just going to take the bronzer up there just to kind of shade it down a little bit, make it look a little smaller. The next thing I like to do is just take the bronzer right over the bridge of my nose. I feel like instead of contouring, I just take it right here, just because it does contour in a way, but it also makes it look like I've really been sitting out in the sun for the entire day. And for blush, I'm going to be taking the MAC Warm Soul. I love this blush. It is very fair. It's not something that is completely opaque. You really have to build it up to get like the color, but I like it because it has some shimmer in it and it's really orangey. And that is kind of the blush that I really like using for summertime. I just feel like those warm orangey colors really complement bronzer. So it just kind of makes it all look a little bit more natural. And this does have a little bit of sheen to it, so it's going to give me like a very subtle highlight also. For highlighter, I have 2 of them. I like to mix 2. This first one is MAC's Global Glow. This is something I like to use when I am tan, but I'm just going to go and apply it really sloppy. I don't want to apply too much because I don't want it to look like we layered on so many layers of highlight. I really just want it to look like the sun was really just beaming down on us and it's just natural. This is a very warm highlight. This is great if you have medium deep to darker skin tones, but for me in the summer it does work, and it doesn't have that like stark white highlight that a lot of those like champagne-y ones do, and I like that look a little bit. So I'm going to go in with MAC Soft and Gentle, and I'm just going to go over the apples of my cheeks just to add that like super wet look. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to spray my face. What I like to do is just mist my face a couple of times with this NYX Bear With Me, because what that's going to do is really melt my makeup together with any of the products we put on. So the powders will all kind of become one, and it will look a lot more natural than it does right now, even though I think this looks completely natural. I don't even think I look like I have a ton of makeup on. I just look like a little bit better than I naturally would, because who the heck has time to do brows? If you have sparse brows, I definitely recommend going in with a brow gel that has some fibers in it, or something that's a colored brow gel. Do not spend time, you know, going in with a pencil, filling your brows in. There really honestly is no point. But what I like to do is just take a spoolie and go through my brows just to get any of that like foundation or powder out of them, because that will alter the color. And then I will just take a clear brow gel. This is from Benefit. This is Ready Set Brow. And I will just go over my brow hair just to kind of tame it. The last step, because we are not going to do any eyeshadow, there's no point, there's no time. We just want to get basic AF, and mascara I think is very important. It definitely does dress up the eyes, in my personal opinion. So I'm going to be taking 2 of them. This is the Roller Lash by Benefit. This is really good for separating and lengthening. And then I like the Urban Decay Perversion because this is really good for volumizing. Like, this is really, really a good mascara. Like, this used to be my favorite. Like, I went through 5, 6, 7 tubes of Roller Lash, and then like I like got quote unquote kicked off the PR team for benefit, and then I like just didn't buy it anymore. But I love this. I forgot how much I loved this mascara. Do you see the big difference that it makes having mascara on one side and mascara not on one side? We didn't apply any eyeshadow, but it really does dress up the eyes and makes it look like you did more work than you did. Sometimes, even when I'm like extra lazy and I don't even want to put anything on my face, I will just put mascara on because I'll feel like I look a little bit more put together than like having nothing on my lashes. And as for lips, I completely skip lip products. The only thing I will do, because I think I have like an obsession with applying chapstick, and my boyfriend tells me this all the time. Like, he was like, there's no reason you should be applying chapstick that much, but I love the Carmex chapstick. So what I do is I will just layer this on. And it looks like I'm wearing like a clear gloss, and I love it. My lips feel hydrated. They look hydrated. I hope that you guys enjoyed that quick, easy, no makeup look. If you guys have any products that you recommend for your no makeup looks, definitely leave them down in the comments because I'm willing to try pretty much anything. So do not forget to subscribe if you guys have not already. The button will be down there, and give the video a thumbs up. And don't forget to check out my last video. It'll be linked right here. Stay on the channel, have a couple laughs, learn a couple makeup techniques, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.